Okay, I'm here with Reva, who just finished the marathon on a very, very windy day. And Reva is one of the 500 runners who switched over from their current training program to the Lydiard training program. And tell me about how that was.
It was difficult at first. We felt like it was really hard to go as slow as what our training was telling us to go. That was a big departure from what we've done in years past. But once we got going and realized that our Saturdays after our long runs were much more enjoyable, a lot of us didn't spend the rest of the day recouping or recovering, and we look back to what we were doing in our training runs, especially our long runs on Saturdays, and compared that to some of our actual race day times, and we were running race day times every Saturday. So it's no wonder that everyone was, kind of fatigued, tired, burnout. We had a lot more injuries in the past than what we had this summer, so going low and long and slow, more time on your feet, staying in that heart rate zone was really, is an adjustment, but I think it only took a few weeks before everybody was fully on board and welcoming the change.
That's fantastic. And then what we're building into the program is a lot more amplitude. So once you get past the base, then it starts to ramp up, and you adding a lot more different types of workouts into the program that demand a lot more of you. And did you enjoy those?
Yeah, it was nice to have, I did the 5-day plan, so it was nice to have a couple different options throughout the week to kind of kept things interesting, whether it was an out and back or the fartleks in combination with, the long run. So it was really nice to have a variety. I really enjoyed having the app on my phone. Before we had a printed out calendar, which technically probably isn't much different, but it was really nice to have those daily reminders in the email of this is your workout, these are the variations. So it was kind of an automatic encouragement every day when you got that email notification that you could see right at your fingertips what you were supposed to run that day.
And then you started to run faster as you go up the pyramid?
We did, yeah. A lot of us would notice our watches would tell us that we had a new VO2 max, and at first we were like, well, what is that? And then we realized what it was, and I think a lot of what Nabi says too is, as you get going, you'll feel like you could have run more, and especially Saturday long runs, that's how a lot of us felt. Like we would get done with, 12, 13 miles and feel like we really could have done 4 or 5 more. We did get into some longer miles too, a few people did, and they had success with that as well. So we felt, I think a lot of us felt the difference pretty soon, at least within the first 4 weeks of the program, to see how it was so much different than what we had been doing before, which was successful for a lot of people, but this was much more agreeable, I think, for the masses.
Wonderful. And then the race itself, did you notice a difference when you actually going to the start line and how you felt?
I didn't feel nervous, which I don't know if we had just spent so much time agonizing over the weather that I forgot that I was going to run 26 miles today. But I didn't feel nervous. I felt very well prepared. Even in the tough parts when it was windy, I felt like that was the challenge, and it wasn't that I was underprepared or undertrained. So I feel confident that if the conditions were different, it would have been a really interesting test to see, what we could have gotten out of it. But I'm happy, absolutely happy with everything.
And you seem like you're in pretty good shape right after a marathon. You're looking terrific.
I feel better than I thought I would, so that's good. That's good. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but I think I'll do all right.
You're pleased with the final result?
I am, absolutely. It was my first marathon, and it was tough, but I don't feel like it was. Looking back on it, even in those tough moments, there wasn't a time where I thought I can't do this. I knew it was a trusted training, so I'm happy that we, used a new program and that it's turned out.
And what was your longest run?
I did a 20-mile run, so I did go off of the program. A handful of people, especially the first-timers, worked up a few weeks up to 20. But even at the 20, I thought, well, after the fact, we all said, well, we probably didn't really need to do that, did we? But we did. But other than that, we averaged probably 12 to 14 every Saturday, which was really nice.
So and how soon before the race did you do that 20-miler?
I think it was about 6 weeks ago, 6 or more weeks ago.
So that's perfect. So if you're going to do an extra long run, that's the right time to do it and to make sure you recover from it. So we have shorter long runs just because a lot of people go into the race overtrained and they do these long runs way too close to the race. So our program, when it's written for the masses, is pretty conservative. But, you had Angela as your team leader, and you had Rob. Okay. So your team leaders went through the training with us and became Lydiard certified coaches. So they know the timing thing is really the hallmark of the Lydiard training. So you now have a different concept of training and what it takes.
Yeah, I feel like this just... having that base just made all the difference. It made everything else that came after that easier. Having that base even just made shorter, still long runs feel easier. I felt like I got a lot more out of the workouts without feeling as exhausted as I had, in the past, and being pleased with the training, feeling stronger without feeling beaten up.
And Reva, the good news about the Lydiard training is that it's cumulative. So each year you start from a base that was bigger than when you started. So your pyramid is bigger. And so you keep on elevating from year to year. So it becomes a cumulative asset that you're building up. So you can look forward to improving from there. So congratulations on your first marathon.
Thank you.